Hello and welcome to another Angry Yarns YouTube simulator. This is the camping bungalow that I purchased in the last house. The beginning of this video will show you what I did, what the house looked like at the start, which is right here, and what I've done to the house. So this is the house at the beginning, what it looks like when you first enter. This is the kitchen uh, when I first purchased the house. This is the living room and then the bathroom back in the corner there. So this is how I first purchased the house. This is how it first looked like. Now I'm going to go to the house again after I cleaned up the outside. It looks much better on the outside. This is the interior of the bathroom. This is what I did to the bathroom. Right here, it looks good. This is what I did to the other kitchen. This is the kitchen now. It's turned into a bedroom. This is a bedroom here now where the kitchen used to be. Okay, and then when you turn around where I put a bedroom in between the bathroom and the where the kitchen used to be. So if you turn around, kind of I knocked out that wall, I made it smaller. And then if you kind of turn around from that original bedroom that I showed you where the kitchen was, this is the new kitchen now. And now this is the living room out here with the the bathroom and the bedroom. And then you go into the kitchen in the far corner. Now we close the door and this is what I finished. Looks pretty good. There's nice windows now. It's looking pretty good. So here I'm taking another job because I'm just starting out before I did all of the renovations. Like I purchased the house in the other video, and I'm now here. They want me to knock down some walls they wanted to buy, and they want to do something for their daughter's bedroom. And this is the video that I kind of clipped into the other video and made a mistake there, but lessons learned. And now we're gonna go in here. We're gonna open up the doors. I love it. I open every door. Open every door. Let me see your whole house. That was kind of a weird room back there. I know why they want to knock that out, but they have a basement down here. We're gonna check with the basement first before we go explore that other room. There's nothing really going on down here, so there's nothing I can mess with down here. So unfortunately, we're gonna have to actually go start some work maybe. But this is the room that they want to knock out. It's kind of a tiny little room, but it does has a nice little closet. So we're gonna get a sledgehammer out here. These are the walls that they want down. So you're gonna knock them down to the bottom first. Gonna do a lot of smashing down here. And we're going to go along and break all of the bottoms out. So we want to break all of the bottom out of the wall. Now we're going to move up to the top. We're going to smash the top out. See how easily all the bottom falls? Perfect. But you got to do it a little bit higher. I made this mistake of doing it low. You pick out the... Oh, it happens. I don't think I have to replace that. I don't know. Oh well. So here we are. We got the walls down pretty easy. Our job's half finished. We just got a couple little things to clean up here, and here we are. So that's all they wanted. They wanted me to buy they wanted me to sell a few items, and they wanted me to buy a new bed because their daughter was upgrading to a bed now. So there's a few things that they wanted done in this bedroom. Now we're going to purchase a bed that they wanted. Then they want me to build some walls. So I'm just going to slap that bed down right here. And we're going to go over to the wall section. Oh, yeah, okay. I placed the bed right directly in the way, but oh well. We're just going to build the walls. And we're going to kind of build all the walls. We'll move the bed after. So we'll move the bed right now. We're going to move the bed. Okay, now we're going to throw it in this other room here. I guess we have to turn it now because it's going to be out of the way of us, walking around. So we're going to go back to our wall section here, and we're going to build our walls up, and here we are. We're almost done. We got the last walls to build. And we're complete. We just got to move that bed in here because it still wants us to purchase a bed. Unfortunately, everything that falls on the ground that's a small object, it's considered garbage. So that light that we smashed down was just garbage. If we were to move that dresser or any of those dressers, all the stuff that would fall down could probably be garbage. I don't know. I don't think the vases count, but like any kind of really small items. So we're going to move a bunch of stuff around because they want me to repair an electrical socket. So we're going to move this couch over here. They can put it back later. We're just going to assemble this by removing a couple wires. We're going to remove the front plate off. We'll take the screws out. We'll take the plug-in out, and we're going to replace these wires in here. We're going to replace the screws in here, and we're going to replace the plug-in. So now we've officially replaced the plug-in, we replaced the screws, and now we're going to replace the front plate on there with the screw on there. Perfect. Good job. So we have another one to replace, so the second one here. We've got all the doors open. Now we're going to do the exact same thing. We're going to take the front plate off. Hey, big boy. Sorry, my cat is currently having the zoomies. He's running around the whole house. Yeah, like the whole house. He's just up and down and off the walls and off the window. Literally. Oh, we got that. So 100% job. $3,365 for what did we do? We, we just built some walls and put a bed there. Oh, here's $4,000. I didn't even read that. Unfortunately, Grandma passed away. This is a sad part of life, and well, we gotta go clean up all of her stuff, and they want to remove everything. They just want everything gone. We're gonna go sell everything, and so they want all the pictures. They don't want that, so we're gonna replace a few things. It looks like, but they want to take all of this out, all of the tables, all of the chairs, all the cabinets, the whole kitchen, the bookcase. I got a toilet down there. What? Did Grandma? Did Grandma have a toilet in the kitchen? Oh, Grandma, what were you doing? No wonder why those chocolate chips were tasted so weird. Alright, we got rid of Grandma's stuff. We're not playing Thief Simulator. Alright, okay. So, looks like we sold everything. It looks pretty good now. It's empty. We've got to build up some walls. They want to place a bathroom in here. So, pretty easy conversion. We're going to unscrew everything. Like, they had all this pre-installed. The bookcase was there. You know, it was all covered. So, we're going to go ahead and get this washing machine all done here. We're going to place the hose on the back. We're going to get it connected. And then we're going to connect the water line. And we're going to connect the drain line as well. There we are. We'll push that machine right up against the wall, act like nothing ever happened. Come over here, unscrew this bath fixture. We got the bath fixture that now we have to take care of. So, and this other beautiful sink fixture, and we're going to get a little sinking going on and a little bathtubs going on. We're going to assemble this bathtub. Nice and easy. A couple screws on the bottom to hold the bathtub right into place. We got the 4 screws all in. We're going to attach the drain. And we're going to put in that 1 screw there. We're going to attach this other top drain as well. We're going to tighten this up and put the outer fixture on. Now we're going to attach that other hose and attach this hose here. Beautiful. We have some fixtures going on. Not too sure why we put those handles on and then the other handles on top, but all right. Good design flaw, I think, in the game there, but whatever. Or was that like a tightening thing? Was that wrench? I wasn't even looking, to be honest. I just kind of play the game. I'm just analyzing it now, but I'm pretty sure I analyzed that wrong. So we're going to go ahead and just move on. Here we are. Place, I don't know, those on. We're going to get this top parts of this hoses on. And we're going to attach the top part of the fixtures onto this beautiful sink. I'm going to do the plumbing on the bottom. We got to do a little bit of plumbing. And there we are. Okay. Going to attach this, attach that, and here we are. It's done. I just got a toilet to attach. Well, to install. And then we have a shower to install. We have 2 bolts that we're going to put into the floor. And we have the tank, the lid, the seat. Yay. All right. Look at that. Beautiful. Now we got the shower. Oh, we're going to do the toilet paper holder. We're going to put it on the far wall. So you got to get up and you got to take a walk. We'll put the rug in there. Oh, I didn't check anything off. Uh-oh. Okay. Well, we got to go in there and get the proper rug. All right. So we got to get the rug round, which is this rug. We're going to place that rug over there. We're going to sell this one because, you know, we're not going to give them anything for free. And now we're going to unscrew our beautiful shower attachments. We're going to purchase a shower. And we're going to install this beautiful shower right up against the wall here. We're going to assemble it. We're going to put this little platform down. We're going to attach the drain. We're going to attach this other part of the drain. And we're going to attach this. Isn't that beautiful? All right. Here we are. Whatever that plate is, and we're going to attach the back part of the shower. See? And, we're going to attach those front part of the fixtures, and we're going to put some glass in, and we're going to put the little mounting part for the door, and then we're going to put the door handle on. Now, we got that part on. We're going to put the mounting bracket, I guess, in the bottom, and the door on. And we're going to place our door handle on. Going to attach the cover for the front part of the door handle. There we are. We got four beautiful, or well, I guess we got three mounting, or three, I don't know, side parts to put in. Got the top part we put on, put up top parts of the doors and top mounting parts of the doors. We screwed those into place, and we got that little bottom piece put in. So we got a check mark for the bathroom. And I'm not too sure where else we have to go, but we're going to go open up every single door. We open up every door. I didn't really show it. I kind of cut it wrong. But we did open every single door. And we got it open. So now we're going to go over here. We're going to figure out this room that needs to be completed. It's kind of a weird layout in this kind of room. So we're just going to slap a bunch of stuff in here. They wanted two shelves, a desk, and this other thing. So $7,000 for 100% of the job. And that was even, look, we just made like $7,000 in 30 seconds. Isn't that beautiful? We're going to go back to our camping bungalow because we ran out of money. And we needed to get some more money to slap into this house, right? So what I showed you at the beginning of this video is really not where we're starting off right now. So we got a lot of things to fix. I wasn't able to figure out where that piece of dirt is, and it turns out it was on that mat. So I finally cleaned it. And I was gonna sell that mat anyways, but I wanted to figure out why like this dirt was moving when I picked up the mat, because if you looked on the mini map before, the dirt was moving around. So I kind of figured that out, and I had some tile I wanted to lay down, but I kind of gave up on that. So I'm just gonna paint the walls. I got this orange, and then I'm gonna paint. I was thinking about the orange maybe, but you know, I was kind of changing my mind on what shade I want to do, or I don't know really, right? So I just kind of slopped around with this brown sugar. Brown sugar's good. Apple pie and brown sugar. Have you ever had brown sugar in your apple pie? Come on. I'm going to slap this brown sugar on the wall. Look at how beautiful that color is. Perfect. Perfect for when you're in the bathroom. Maybe a fresh carrot. Let's try out this carrot. Carrots? Yeah, we like carrots better. I did grow some carrots this year, and I made some carrot cake with the fresh carrots, and oh boy, that turned out great. So a good trick to try to paint that is open the shower, and there you go. Did a bit of upgrading to our painting, so we get do a lot faster painting, a lot better paintings with less paint, and it's working out pretty good. So we got the bathroom painted. It looks pretty good. We're gonna slap some lights in there later, and it's all looking good. So it's a good start. We've got some other things to install. We did the shower. We did the washing machine already. We got to get a dryer in here. We got to get a sink in here. We got to get a toilet in here. And we still got to get some, you know, some other things in here, right? So we're just going to we're going to figure out this plan, right? We're going to do the dryer in there. So you got maybe a little bit of room to get the clothes in there. And you can get the dryer open after, right? Now we're going to put the toilet over here so that you can actually use the toilet in this bathroom. This is going to be one of the bathrooms where you actually can use the toilet. And a bit of a hint in the upcoming videos. Yeah, we're going to slap this seat on here, and we're going to get a mirror on the wall. I'm just going to do two. Maybe we'll do on the other side after. What do we think? Get one of these mirrors over here. Get one on the other side. Wow, that was crooked. What happened there? No, we don't want it that way. Do you think it'll fit like on the wall? Yeah, perfect. Okay, I got to do a bit of a sink in here because we got to get some sinking going on. We're gonna place the sink on this side. Perfect. We're gonna unscrew everything. We're gonna place a mountable sink on here. We're gonna mount it on. We're gonna go ahead and attach it and assemble it to these brackets here. Everybody's rejoicing because now we have a bathroom. There's a sink. You know, there's no sink, then it's not considered a room. Okay, well, I'm gonna go ahead and put this plumbing up, attach all the plumbing. We got the fixture mounted on the top here. Okay, so now we got the sink done there. Perfect. Look, it's looking good. It's looking beautiful. Okay, we got a good radiator on the wall because I'm not too sure if the towel radiator does anything or if we don't have to worry about the radiator or what's going on with the radiator, but maybe the towel radiator does the job and maybe we'll slap one back here just because I'm not too sure. You know what you got to do with this stuff. But if we just slap one here and then we're covered for this bathroom at least and we don't have to care about it. We can put the shower in front of it, and at least when you're using the toilet, you're gonna be nice and warm. And so there you go, right? Okay, we're gonna go ahead and get these nuts assembled. We got everything assembled. And we're just gonna put the dryer in there. Perfect. Okay, we move the dryer. You could put the dryer in front of there, but now you can actually access the bathroom. And we have some stuff to sell. Like I don't know what happened to the light, it just fell to the ground, but apparently it disappeared. So we got some electrical sockets we're gonna slap into this room here. Look, we're gonna just bam, electrical done, electrical done, electrical done, electrical done. Don't even know, need to do no wiring, nothing. Gonna get rid of that old nasty little thing there. Gonna get some nice lights up in there. It's bright lights. These bright lights are bright because they are bright lights. They're nice lights. I like them. I'm gonna use them for every single house. I'm gonna use the same thing for every house. So here we are. We're gonna sell the door, and it's gonna show you the bathroom. Complete. Perfect. There you are. There's your bathroom. Now we're gonna slap the door on there, and we're gonna forget about it. Look at this door. What do we think? It's kind of revealing at the top. You know? Not too sure if yeah, you can see it very clearly until the door is closed, but see it's you know, you got a small living room. You don't want to see that. Well, I want to see it, but because I just live by myself, so I don't really, doesn't matter to me. But yeah, so we're just gonna fix that problem before it ever occurs, right? So we're gonna sell everything. We don't need any of this. There's a bunch of weird tools. We're not dismembering anything, so we don't do that in life. We we just renovate houses. Not that kind of video game. All right, so we got this kitchen in here. We don't, I didn't really appreciate the kitchen the way it was. I don't really like the layout. Just coming in here. I could go ahead and just like use the layout and okay, here you go. Here's a house. I flipped it, right? Or I rent it. That's why I'm calling it house renovator. 'Cause I'm actually smashing everything down and doing something about it. But you know, I just wanted every house. I'm gonna tear apart the whole layout. So that's why there's a lot of editing that I do. But God, no real. I don't really care if you know. I speak as anybody's watching it, but like if anybody, I'm just kind of doing this for myself, anyways, right? So there's no real point of, what I'm doing it for. So we're gonna go ahead and not too sure what I want to, start, but we're gonna do the walls on this side. We're gonna kind of cave ourselves in here, and we're gonna do a bedroom. Not too sure if I want to keep these old cabinets or not, but it kind of really helps practicing speaking too. Really hard to talk these days. Anybody with stutter sometimes and Appreciate that. Well, now that I'm rambling on, we kind of moved the kitchen out there because that was the original plan. I wanted to put it up against that corner wall that I kind of showed where I placed the cabinet. Then I'm going to put a bedroom in here. So I'm going to build the room directly around a bed. I'm fairly confident that I placed the wall far enough away for a bed to be able to fit in here. So we're just going to remove this wall first before we get anything complete. That way we have enough room to kind of mess around. See if we do have enough room for two beds of the same size. I don't believe we do, but I don't know. What kind of look? So that's a bed that I want to choose to build a room in. And it looks like we did. We did build it right. Just barely. So, you know, you got enough room to sleep. That's it. You know, I love this game where I'm going to put a window in here after. I don't really have to care about how close the wall is to the window. So we're going to go ahead and start doing some painting. It got pretty dark outside. That's why it got pretty dark in the video game right now. So there's actually some nice attributable factors that you can see that the kind of environment actually does affect your situation inside of the house. I do have a flashlight, but I'm just going to put a light up, you know, and I think that's a little bit easier. By this time I have a room. In a successful completion, all I have to do is build these couple walls, put in a light switch, and get these walls done. Flick on the lights. Then I'll have light, right? So, you know, it kind of works. There we go. We got our walls in. We're going to put our last light in, and it's perfect. Here we go. Put our light switch nice and high. Get our last light in there. Let there be light. Perfect. Just in time for the sunrise. Okay, now we're going to get the walls painted. Kind of go with this color. You know, I didn't really use it for the bathroom, so why waste the paint, right? So we're going to use it. We're going to get rid of it. And we're going to help ourselves just kind of get ahead a little bit. So we always save the can. Always save your paint. I learned in the future video to put your paint out in the front deck. And then when you go to sell the house, sell the paint and then sell the house. So that way you don't have to repaint a whole room because you can't figure out what paint you bought because you painted 8 different rooms, 8 different colors because you want to be creative. All right, so we're going to go ahead and kind of figure out what we want to do in this room. We're going to get ourselves some tiles going on. Going to figure out what kind of tiles we want. And we're going to figure out what kind of paint we want. The floor tiles I'm talking about. We want 2 different things that we want to look at. So floor tiles and paint. So I'm kind of feeling the yellow. That'll make this room look a little bigger, especially when the window we're going to put in here. I'm going to go ahead and go back. We're going to go down and see what kind of window is going to fit in here. I don't know. I'm feeling maybe like a long window or something, but let's see what kind of, if this is going to fit. Well, well, that's not going to fit. That's unfortunate. If we build an extra wall over here, maybe, do you think? You know, if we have a little secret little hidden area back over there. Nope. 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 Well, okay. That's unfortunate. I kind of like that kind of window, though. I like the ones that open, though. You know, you can actually open it. I'm not too sure if this one opens or not, but the other kind of style of these windows open. If I do it here, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm just going to put one here right in the middle and just kind of sell that other one and call it a day. Not too sure if I want to. I don't know. We'll figure it out in a minute. We're going to take down this wall. I might leave that other window. I don't know. Figure it out. Well, we'll get this paint in here. We'll start painting it and kind of see how, if this room affects the other bedroom after. we put a wall in here. If it's only a really tiny room, then we don't have to remove the window. But if it's a big room, then we do have to remove the window. So we got all the yellow done. It's looking pretty bright in here. Here we are. We're gonna place our door in here. So we got our door started. This is the side that we want a door on because we're gonna have a kitchen on the other side. We're gonna try to have a bigger kitchen, and we're gonna have to worry about the fridge and everything. So we don't have to worry about having a fridge in front of a door. It's already small enough. This bed is gonna be in front of the door. You're gonna have to like launch yourself over the bed to get into your bed. So good luck, but thank you for buying my house. Here we are. We're gonna go ahead and fix the lighting situation immediately. It's probably one of the first things you want to do as soon as you build a room is slap in some lights, slap in a light switch, turn on the light, and just forget about it. That way, anytime you enter the room, the light will automatically turn on. We're going to cover over this tile with the purple tiles. See, we got that bathroom tile that we overdid in the previous video, but we don't have to worry about it because now we fixed the situation. Situation has been rectified. We're going to get some paintings on here. We're going to get some painting on the wall. Going to go ahead and get some more paintings on the opposing side just to make this room feel extra claustrophobic. Just so you're drowning with artwork in this tiny room. Maybe we'll make that a little bit more center in case anyone's just having a bit of, worrying there. We're not going to worry about it too much, but slapping some shelving. Now everyone can be happy about their documents that they want in their bedroom for some odd reason. Here we are. We're going to get more shelving. Some more people can be happy about their documents that they want to keep in their bedroom. I want more than one shelf. I don't really watch, like, if you want to read all the stuff on the left-hand side, that's where all them complaining. I never really watch them. I just do whatever I want, then whoever buys the house buys the house, and then I try to jack up the negotiations. I failed a few times because I wanted an insane amount of money, but I think the perfect amount is like right in the medium, right in the middle, the medium. I wasn't able to unlock negotiations, but now they're all happy that we have a room in here, so we're gonna get ourselves in this room, bedroom. So we have to pick up the bed to be able to get ourselves into this bedroom now. So, but at least we got it complete. We got a 2-bedroom house now, 1 bathroom. We're gonna have 1 kitchen, and we're gonna have 1 living room. So we have a bedroom. It's a 4-meter squared bedroom. Now we have a multifunctional room. We're gonna go into this bedroom, go into here, and it's a 5-meter squared bedroom. So we're now able to confirm that that's good enough. We can move on. We're gonna do the kitchen now. You don't have to worry about any of this. We did all the doors over there. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna sell that refrigerator, but we're gonna lug it around for a bit. This desk and our bed, we're gonna sell it. We might lug around the desk for a little bit more. The paint, I kept it around in the house for a bit. That was the biggest mistake that I made for a little bit. So I always throw the paint outside. We're gonna sell that bed, get rid of that, slap in a light switch in here so we can have some lighting going on. We don't have to worry about that in the future. I don't know where we're gonna put the other one, so we'll worry about that after. Got a couple of plugins just going on. Just I don't know. I'll probably move it in the future, anyways, but it doesn't matter. There, we got something started at least, and we'll get a fridge. Let's see how this fits in here. If we kept the original layout, then we're gonna have to snake around this fridge all the time, and you're gonna have to be like real skinny to get in there. I would never fit in there. I'd have to sell my other fridge to starve to be able to fit in there. We're gonna get some nice windows going on though. We're gonna get some windows on here for sure. Always change the windows. So I always want to change the windows and make it all better in here. I'm gonna try to keep the original wall just kind of laid out a bit better. We got this hot plate. We're gonna slap it on the ground over there. We're gonna move this cabinet out. Gonna get this plug-in down here because unfortunately a plug-in fell and I just can't stand to leave that down there. Spent good money on that. We're gonna go ahead and replace this cabinet over here. Beautiful. Okay. We're gonna get a wall built. No, I do think it looks pretty good like this, but I do think I'm gonna change it. Just because because by the time you walk in, you don't have a place for a table really. You know, you're gonna walk right into the table. I'd rather walk right into a fridge or something. I don't know. We're gonna play with it for a bit. Gonna remove this lighting, and we're just gonna kind of play with the layout, figure out what we want to do with the layout. We got this wall built here. We kind of built the wall in the wrong spots. We had to demolition one part of it. And there we are. Here's our entranceway to our kitchen. And then it goes to our living room and to our other bedroom and our bathroom right there. So here's a nice door that we wanted to slap up there. Here's a different kitchen with a different set that I want to put up against this wall. I think it's going to look pretty good up there. If we do a stove in the corner, even my character agreed. He jumped right there. He was so happy. So here we are. We're going to get this cabinet in here. And look, it's looking pretty good. Nice dark cabinet. Maybe we'll paint the walls something brighter. Something, I don't know what that woman typed down there, but she typed something. Okay, we're going to try the fridge in here. We're going to try a bunch of different layouts for a little bit and kind of figure out what we want to do. So it's not really a definitive finished product, but you know, we're going to kind of move things around and then just kind of look at what we want to do, right? How do we want to look? The cabinet's definitely going to stay there. We're going to figure out everything around that. It works really well with the wall. It works really well with the door. Look, you got the door right there, got the wall right there, and everything kind of ends right there. I think the fridge would be nice against that wall. Then if we got like a table and gotta get some more plugins in this room in here too. I forgot to do the plugins. Not even too sure if I did the lights. Maybe I'll have to do that later. Can't remember. Anyways, we're gonna get rid of that thing because I didn't really like it. You know, in the future, we're just gonna leave them in because you can do that. You can get away with it. You can leave like a bunch of spaces in between like doors and stuff and rooms. It's really weird. So here we are. We're gonna test the uh, we don't have any room for the oven, you know, and you know, unless we put the oven directly against the wall where the bedroom is, and then the dishwasher beside it. But then the fridge is really in a weird spot, so why not put the stove over here with the oven over there and the dishwasher over here, and then just kind of, you know, we're just gonna do a bit more playing around here. But we're gonna get probably the dishwasher in that corner. We're gonna get the I'm gonna put the fridge back over into this living room here, but get just to do a bit more living playing around. But we're gonna end up with the dishwasher in this corner, and then where the fridge is, and then I think the table kind of where the dishwasher is. But it's a little bit of flopping around we have to do, and a little bit of messing around we're gonna have to do. So that's okay. You know, it's all part of the game. I'm gonna want to figure out how I want to figure out each room. How I want to lay things out. It's the very first house, and not too sure how I want to figure. You know, I'm not. I don't know how any of the furniture works with like the layout of any of the rooms, right? I don't know how what the size difference is. So we're just gonna do some painting. We're gonna get the walls painting. We'll come back to. We still gotta get chairs in here, right? We're gonna think about it for a bit. We're gonna get some chairs in here, and after we get the painting done, we're gonna get most of the painting. Probably gonna forget a wall, one part of one wall, but that's okay. We get all the painting. It looks pretty good with the green in here, for the most part. I don't know. Once you get like a bunch, once they move in and they buy a bunch of knickknacks and stuff, it's the stuff that I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna decorate with a bunch of stuff. Might try like a bunch of different style bedrooms, but I'm not really here to decorate. They were complaining because I had an empty paint can, and they were mad that I had an empty paint can, and the paint can had to be thrown out. And they were mad that there was more trash in the ground, and oh no, there's more trash. We'll go ahead and paint the rest of the walls here. We have a couple spots we have to touch up, and you know, that's okay. Perfect. So I had to buy a new paint can just for that one spot. Gonna end up missing another wall. You'll see it later if you watch for it, but yeah, we could do a bit more messing around. You know, maybe I wanted to kind of put it like this, but then you know, always walk into the table and I don't know. Not too sure what I'm gonna do. But we did miss a piece of the wall. That's why. That's why you keep your paint. Always keep your paint around. That's why I missed part of the wall, right? Oh, look at this side. I missed this side here. The doors don't always line up perfectly. If you don't do it perfectly, then you're gonna end up with a door that's not lined up perfectly. So whatever. Then you got to sell the door just to move it. Kind of. I don't know if they fixed that in the next video game. They probably didn't. There we go. We're gonna get a couple of chairs, but you know, every time I want to do a little bit of work, then I gotta move all the everything, right? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Figure it out together. That's why we're doing the house flipper, right? House flipper together. You get into this kind of problem. At least I got myself up there. I was able to kind of glitch out there. I got myself another chair here. So we got another chair. We went ahead and got ourselves up in the cabinet there. And we're looking pretty good. I don't know. I do think the kitchen kind of looks pretty good like that, but the table kind of ruins it, you know? What are you going to like? Move that chair backwards and vault over your table just to get into your refrigerator every time? Come on. Look, and then I forgot lights and stuff and to get into here again. Oh. We're going to get a lot of lights in here. The more lights we put, the better. Right? So, perfect. There we are. Pretty good. Pretty evenly spaced. Nice and perfect. Gonna get ourselves a little grill in here. I don't know what these do. Are these just like indoor ventilation? So if I have one of these, this mean that I have like heating in the house? Nothing's really kind of explained for any of the parts that I have. Or like what furniture works with what room. It's kind of like, here you go, figure it out on your own. I gotta get a radiator in here too, and I don't know, right? So we gotta take everything back out. That's okay. Yeah, we gotta get a radiator in here. I kind of forgot about the radiator in this room. Get ourselves mounted in here. Sell that plug-in. We don't need it. We'll get that mounting radiator. Perfect. So we'll go ahead and mount it up here. We'll get the one installed. And we'll install it because everybody wants a radiator in their room, right? We install that radiator. We're going to install this radiator. Perfect. Okay. That room is done. I gotta get a... Oh, we glitched out in something in here. I don't know what happened. It's one of the weird glitches in this video game. Oh yeah, because I was in this room and I was working in here and I didn't go into that room to work in it. So because I was kind of half in this room, half in that room, it made all the furniture glitch out kind of weird. So, well, now the game's broken. Oh well, only one thing we can do. Leave. Alright, well, we're gonna go back to the office. Yeah, we're gonna let that load. We bought a door, remember? We bought a door so we can actually access our office when we're teleported outside. We're gonna go back to our computer. We're gonna load our house. This is what it looked like. Now this is what it looks like. It's looking pretty good, huh? Gonna go back in here. Okay. Everything's back. We fixed it. Game not broken. Yay. All right. Gonna get our radiator mounted. And we kind of moved some stuff around. We moved the stove out of or the fridge out of the way. We're gonna put the radiator by the stove. And we're gonna go ahead and mount it right here. Because I thought it would be better to put the radiator back here with the table back here in the end. And then kind of mess around with a few things, right? Where do I want to put this? Where do I want to put that? You know? So we got to figure it out in the end. That's all right. Not a big problem. right? Whatever. It's all part of the video game. Figure out what you want to do. Well, we got this beautiful dishwasher that we purchased, and you know, we could just sell the dishwasher. I think that's like the one component that's really messing around with it. But I was like, you know, I really gotta give them all the high-end appliances. I really gotta show off and give them everything in their new home, right? I gotta give them so much that they're not able to even use it. There we go. Slap that close. That's a kitchen completed. This is what it looks like, all done. So there we go. It's done. Do a bit of a walk around the house just to kind of show you the back end of the house. It's how it looks in the back now. Looking pretty good. That window there. Got that one little window. And we got everything that we did here for the bathroom. Oh, we forgot a wall. Uh-oh. Look at that. Look, we forgot a wall. We didn't paint a wall. Oh no. Good thing we walked around and did a check. Okay. Gotta move this table over here. Open that door. Think we can paint it from here? Maybe. If we go get some more paint, we get that fresh carrot going on. Gonna jump up on the washing machine. We can get that back wall. This window doesn't open, so unfortunately, I don't know. Do you think we can get it from the other side? Yeah. Yeah. All right. A plus. Okay. So we got everything figured out there. And that room is done. We're gonna sell this table. We're gonna replace our fridge. We got our alarm replaced. Our kitchen is complete. Perfect. Look at how pretty that is. Very beautiful. We're gonna turn the lights on. Okay, well we're gonna go into the room, double check that the lights actually work. So we gotta get this fridge up. I'm gonna walk in here, we're gonna place it over there. Bam! Lights are on. Look at that. Maybe we'll get a TV or something in here after. I don't know. What do you think? Get some shelves. We could probably use some shelves now that we're in here. One, two shelves. Everyone's gonna be happy that they can put that. Yeah, I got all my stuff. I can put them on. All my documents will fit here because you got documents that you're gonna put in the kitchen. All your very, very safe documents. So I gotta keep them in the kitchen. I'm gonna add one of these. Probably never gonna add one of these again in the future, but we're gonna do that instead. We're gonna purchase that exhaust fan. We're gonna install it. We're gonna really do some nice decorations for this beautiful kitchen that we have going on. There we go. Beautiful. This painting with the pink trees. Okay, unfortunately a large and a medium still is way too big. We're gonna give you a nice painting. There you are. You can enjoy while you cook. A beautiful painting. I'm gonna get you a plug-in for that microwave. That way you can use it. Maybe. Yeah. Maybe we got enough plugins. We got one for the fridge, maybe. I don't know. Maybe they can figure it out. Okay. We're gonna put that fridge back in there. Kitchen complete. Perfect. We're gonna put a doorbell on here. We're gonna put this doorbell on here. Test it out. Okay. Now we're gonna sell it. Perfect. Okay, well, kitchen's done. We're gonna slap the door close on there. Check out this beautiful bedroom I got going on. Right? Slap the door close on there. Finished. Bathroom. Check it out. Beautiful. Huh? Looks good. That's all done. Lights are on. Slap the door. Forget about it. Okay. We got a bunch of leftover paint. We're just gonna use it on this room right here. We're gonna use all the leftover paint on this room. Because why not? If we got enough, why not? Right? It's not my house. You can come along and repaint it after. Pay me a bunch of money for what I did, and that's it. We ran out of green. Now we're gonna do this brown sugar. We're gonna do some brown sugar. What a clean home. That woman's yelling at me, yeah, you got a lovely home, you got a clean home, I'm gonna sit here and tell you now that you did a good job. They're loving it now. Look at them. All that green arrows going up. They're applauding my work. Oh, angry yarns. I love your angry colors you got going on. So beautiful. I don't know. Kind of wanted to do the windows maybe, but you know, we kind of did enough windows and stuff, right? I gotta definitely get to do this door. I think I did the door already. Yeah, that front door there. We gotta do that front door. And I think that's the only door that we have left to replace. We did all the painting, right? So we got all the painting done. Look at this beautiful colors right there. It's a beautiful color. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and just sell whatever's empty. And if we gotta buy more after, we're just gonna buy one little green or something. Gonna get our lights installed. Gonna get the lights up here. Always do your lights. Get them up there. Nice and bright light. Wasn't able to get it perfectly centered. We want to get it perfect right there. Perfect right there. Okay. We're gonna get some up here. That way when you're coming out of the bedroom, you got enough light. You don't have to worry about nothing. Coming out of the bedroom, of the bathroom, into the bathroom, into the bedroom. There you go. Into the kitchen, into that corner. Perfect. So we're gonna get some light switches going on. That way when you actually come out of the rooms, you can use the light switches from the kitchen, from the bathroom, from the bedroom. There. Light switch. Everywhere. Okay. Sell that door, sell that light switch. Perfect. Now, what if we just left it with no front door? I wonder what they would do. Right now, it's considered a corridor. Now, let's kind of think about the windows. We're going to get rid of the windows and we're going to redo all the windows in here. I think that's the best option. Redo the door, redo the windows, smash out that door, let that brick fly all over our face. Don't worry about our eyes or nothing. Have a bunch of brick flying into our eyes. Just, we're okay. Don't worry about it. Go on to painting. Everybody's loving it. They're loving that we have a front door now. Oh, thank you, Angry Yarns. You didn't trap us in a prison like you did to yourself. All right. Slap that door closed. Perfect. Okay, so we want to go ahead and get this window in here. We were thinking about this nice large window. Get a lot of light in, right? Get all this light in that you can during the day, right? Who cares? Slop up a couple blinds if you want. I don't really care. We're gonna get a lot of light in here. You wanna be able to see outside. Too bad we couldn't put a triple along that wall. And just you could you could enter and exit through the windows. That's all you're allowed to do. There we go. It takes up the whole wall. It's perfect. Look at how I planned that. Perfect. A triple window right in the whole wall. I built the wall perfectly. I don't know. I didn't even measure nothing out. I just went and built it. Just walked in there. I looked at the room and I was like, okay, this is how I'm going to build it. If it changes along the way, great. If not, then perfect. Here we are. We're going to change this flooring maybe. What do you think? We're going to get this black flooring down here. Nice black tile with some white grout in the middle of it. Right grout. Okay. Get the rest of that in there because we want to make sure it's nice and even underneath the window. We're going to replace this part of the floor. And we're going to do the kitchen after. It looks pretty good in here, right? Looking good. Got the updated flooring. I was thinking about doing a blue in here, but I kind of changed my mind after I saw it down here with the green. It really did not look good, as you can see. It really just is not appealing. So I think we're going to do a little gray or like a darker color, like a little brick down here. Still isn't really 100%, but you know, if they want to do it, they can come back and fix it after. See, it's a little better, right? You kind of walk in from that black into a neutral gray. You don't have to worry too much about this offsetting blue or nothing, right? So I think that's a lot better scenario for this kitchen here. I think that works, right? Kind of plays off of each other. You don't have to worry about that bedroom. It's purple. It's its own thing, purple and yellow. I don't care about that. It's closed by the door. You can open and close it as you wish. And then that bathroom, kind of has a matching floor with the kitchen anyways. So, all right, we're jiving and grooving. Perfect. All right, gonna get this radiator installed in here because I need heat. And we're gonna get ourselves a window after. I'm not too sure if we need this or not, but we're just gonna slap a couple in here. I don't know. I'm not probably not gonna do them in any future houses or nothing, but you know, I don't know. Felt like selling this one. Hey, all the lights turn on when we can get in here a little bit better. Kind of hard to get in here, so now we got to move the fridge again. That's okay. I think that's probably the 15th time that we moved the fridge, but that's all right. Eventually, we got everything down to kind of how we wanted the kitchen. So the kitchen's looking much better. There we go. Okay. Now we're gonna finish off this living room. We want to turn it into a uh, nice little window in the corner, right? We want to be able to have as much light. Oh, we missed. We have to get a little closer. There we are. Okay, we got this window installed here. Got a little bit of paint. We don't want to paint the ceiling because then we got to buy white paint. Here's a beautiful bathroom. I noticed on the map that there was a red dot over here, which means that I did not unscrew the back part of the shower when I first installed the shower in the last video. So now I have to sell the shower, and then I have to unscrew this. So I will have to unscrew it so I can connect the shower. So now I'm going to buy a shower again. I'm going to mount the shower, and I'm going to reinstall the shower right in the bathroom. So I'm going to place this little thing down on the ground, the platform. I'm going to place the drain, and I'm going to attach the drain and with a screw, and I'm going to attach a little cover there. And I'm going to put the drain into the drain hose into the drain. And I'm going to put the little mount there. I'm going to put these, I don't know, whatever that is down there. Then I'm going to put this fixture on top, and I'm going to bolt it all into place with some nuts, and I'm going to put some glass there, right? I'm going to put some mounting brackets on the very bottom, screw it into place. I'm going to put the door on, I'm going to put the door handle on, I'm going to put the door handle covers on, I'm going to put the glass in, I'm going to put the mount on the bottom. Then I got the screws put on, and we'll get the glass put on for the door, and the door handle to place on. Now I have the going to the top after. We're going to place little sidings here. We have 3 sidings, and then the top we're going to place on. Then we can put the mountings for the top part of the door, and we're going to place 2 screws in there, and we're going to place 2 screws on this side for the other mounting part of this other door. And we're going to place the bottom in, and we're done. Complete. Shower's attached. Everyone's happy. They're all happy that now we have a complete bathroom. It's now finished. We can slap the door closed and don't worry about it. Perfect. Now, I think we're going to put a couch in this other wall and a TV above the door. Turn the light on. Get some light on the situation. There. Wow. Wow, that's a big TV. I want to build a house large enough for that TV. I'm going to work my way up just to build a house large enough for that TV. The goal is on. I have found my mission in this video game is to build a wall large enough to hold that TV, and I'm sure we're gonna get the I don't know, we're gonna get the whatever at some point. Some chance or some house that's gonna fit it. So we're gonna get a couple pictures, just kind of liven up the walls a bit, give them an idea of what they can do. A couple of shelves in here, just to kind of give them an idea of, hey, this is a nice little room. We're gonna move them around probably. I'm not too sure if I want to keep them right there or not, but it's a nice little start. They're kind of in the way of the TV, right? So I don't know. Figure out what I want to do. Might change the couches. I don't know. I don't really like the couches. But the one thing that I ended up realizing is that once you place the couch down, you have to sell it, and you only get a fraction of the amount that you paid for the couch. So I gotta slap that door closed and not worry about the kitchen anymore. And you only get a fraction back for what you paid for the item. Oh, actually, the TV works. Wow, look at that. Beautiful detail to the game. So you only get a fraction back from what you paid for the item. So that counts to the total end of the house that you're going to sell for. So I just lost money right there. And, thankfully I wasn't able to place this couch down or I would have lost a lot more money. But it counts to the end of the video game or for the end of the house sale for part of the video game because it'll take it off the total amount of the house that you sell. So I just wasted a lot of profit. As Frankie says, profit is profit. Profit is life. Rule of acquisition. Well, okay. This couch does not fit. I was hoping that this couch would fit, but it's just not big enough. Or the room is just not big enough. Couch is too big. Kind of like this couch. Sofa. I'm going to place this sofa in here. These are called sofas, actually. Because I'm trying to get a home cinema in this room. I don't want to count it as a library or anything. I want it to be a home cinema. We're going to get a coffee table, a couch. We have to do 2 loudspeakers. But it's looking pretty good. Look, it's looking good in here, right? Someone's going to be very lucky to get this room. Look, you got a little end table right there. I wasn't too happy with the shelves. We're just going to sell them all. There we are. We sold all of the shelves. We're going to go back to our little hand here. We're going to go buy new shelves. The exact same color. We're going to place them on this side of the wall. And we're going to place 3 here. And can't place any down there. But that's, oh well. We're going to get a TV remote. That way you don't have any shelves above you when you're like sitting down and nothing falls on your head. Gonna have a paranoia about that. Don't like that. There we are, our loudspeakers. It's gonna complete the room as soon as we place 2 down. I'm gonna place 2 down on the floor. I'm gonna turn it around so it faces you. Home cinema 9 meters squared. Here we go. We got the room pretty well done here. And it's looking pretty good. So one little tour of the place here. It's looking good. This is the living room. I'm going to do a little walk around. I'm going to walk back out, and I just wanted to show you a better angle of the living room. I'm going to slap that door closed. Okay. It's looking good. Look at the house. Look at it. Beautiful. Now we're going to hit the sale button. So we're going to put it on auction. We paid 35,642 meters squared. We have 5 rooms now. Current budget in it is 4,000, but that's not including any of the furniture. Okay, so 4,000 is like the renovation. It's not including any of the furniture because I know I spent way more on that and like the furniture and the appliances. So we're gonna put this baby on auction after. All right. But here you go. We're just gonna show you the interior. I love it. Look at all the hard work that we've done. We're gonna maybe do one more painting here. Hey, we got that done. We got the paint done. We're gonna slap that door closed. And looks like we're pretty done. We're gonna get you a nice angle of the house before we get out of here. We're gonna put it on the auction. We were in there for 3 hours. This guy only wants to give me 42, 43,000, 44,000, 44,900, 45,000, 46,000, 47,000. 47,224,000. I have no option but to accept his offer. I could refuse it. I could reject it. I could go back on the house and work on for more. But he said he wanted 1 bedroom, not 2. He wanted a separate office, exactly 1 bedroom. And so he's saying contradictory things. I don't know why, but okay. I didn't tell you I wanted the sauna, but we're never gonna build a sauna. Never. Hey, where are the speakers? Well, I put speakers in there. What are you talking about? More bedrooms useful for popular guy like me, a bedroom. Okay, bathroom, why only 1? Well, it's a tiny house. What do you mean? It's place for, okay, what, I don't care. She wanted more flowers. I kind of agree with that. I wanted to put more flowers. I didn't even think about that until she said it. So I should have done more flowers, but she only wanted 1 bedroom. That's too bad. Now you got 2 bedrooms. Congratulations. So we got to accept this guy's offer. We're gonna take his offer for 57,000. Yeah, 57,590 is what we made in total on this house, and we made a total profit of only $4,000 on our very first house. Made a profit of $4,000. So at least we made money. We didn't go bankrupt. We didn't lose everything. And this is all of his positive opinions. He's happy that there was enough room for his documents. His hallway looks impressive. I don't know what hallway he's talking about, but I don't know. I guess he's talking about some hallway somewhere. He has some kind of hallway. He's happy about that. So he's got a hallway and he wanted a separate office, but too bad there's not enough room to do a separate office in this video. Not going to be enough room in the next video, but you know, in the third house that I should say, actually the third house that I purchased, we're going to be able to do it. So we're going to be fined $1,180. So it's not going to be worth canceling the offer because we're not going to make any money at the end of it. We're going to spend more money. We're going to lose 1,000. We're going to spend more money on the house. We're not going to make it. We're not going to do anything. We got to take his 57,000 in the end of it. 47,000 plus 4,000 only equals like 52,000, but I don't know where that extra 5 came from. But all right, you know, that's what it says that we're going to get is 57,000. I don't know. We're going to verify that it's true. I know I finished off with $4,000. So if he did really pay me $47,000, I should go back and I should only have $51,000 in my bank account when I load up this. I got an achievement apparently. I don't know. I don't really do achievements, but when I go back and load up, I should have $51,000, meaning that he did pay me $51,000. I have no idea why it said $57,000. So what an impression of your first auction. If you'd like to check out next buyer's details and you'd be saved in my tablet, I can go do that, but I really don't care about that. So I do have $51,000. So that's what he did pay me. I appreciate everyone watching the video today. I hope you had a great, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. The next house is going to be the burn down house is what we're going to do next. So tune in next time on Angry Yarns. YouTube House Renovator.